Are you struggling in Modern Warfare 3? Have no fear, I've got you covered. I've got 3 tips that are going to help you immensely. We're going to save the best one for last, so make sure to stick around for that one. So without further ado, we're just going to dive right into it. And this first one seems obvious, but I'm telling you, enough y'all are not making use of this. And this is the firing range. Make sure you're using the firing range. And don't click off yet. You might be thinking, bro, yeah, the firing range, yeah, sure, but that's not what I'm looking for. Listen to me, hear me out. Each gun in this game is going to have different kinds of recoil. Some go up, left, right, down, right. You know, like you have horizontal and vertical recoil. You don't have to go spend hours in the firing range trying to figure out the gun. Simply go shoot at a wall. You could even do this in a private match. You don't even have to do it in the firing range. Go shoot your weapon and look at the recoil. Look at the pattern. Does it go up and to the right, up and to the left? What does it do? Or does it just go straight up? And then you know how to control the aim. You know, okay, well, if it just goes straight up, I just need to hold my stick down or drag my mouse down. I think this is one of those tips that needs to be said at the beginning of every Call of Duty, because you'll have these guys that just jump in and have no clue what even gun they're using. They're not familiar with it at all. And then they get mad wondering why they're not doing good. It's because you don't even know what you're using. Now this tip is only going to be helpful for so long. Once you get your guns to a certain level, you're not going to notice hardly any recoil. Like for example, I have a build for the SVA that I've got that thing not even moving. If y'all want to see that, let me know. Drop that down below in the comments and I will get y'all a build for that. My second tip is to make sure you're playing the game the right way. If you're watching this, that means you want to get good at this game. So pay attention to how you're playing. Are you running around like a chicken with your head cut off? Are you just sitting in a corner all game? Like, analyze what you're doing and adjust it. For example, if you are using an assault rifle or an LMG, you probably shouldn't be rushing the entire game. Probably should, you know, kind of pick people off, not camp. Nobody likes a camper, but, you know, move around the map smartfully, plan things, that kind of thing, not just sprinting in the middle. And vice versa. If you're using an SMG, you probably shouldn't be in a corner in your spawn, because that's really not gonna do much for you. And I told you we'd save the last tip for last. This one's gonna catch a lot of y'all by surprise. Are you ready for this? Be patient with yourself. Not the tip you thought it was going to be, but I'm telling you, this is the best tip. Let me expand on it. At the time of recording this, I am a level 23, and my KD right now is sitting at a 1.14. That is absolutely terrible for me, but it was even worse. I'm finally getting it to go up, but it was so bad because I had a very, very rough start to this game. One of the reasons is because I didn't practice those tips I was talking about earlier. I wasn't in the firing range trying to learn the recoil pattern. I should have been, but I wasn't. But to expand on this point, this is a brand new game, and yes, of course, it is still Call of Duty, but it does feel different. It doesn't feel the same as the last game. And to be honest with you guys, a lot of you guys probably didn't even play a lot of Modern Warfare 2 because people weren't that crazy about Modern Warfare 2. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are coming from other games, whether it's a shooter or a sports game, whatever it might be. So just take a deep breath when you're starting to get angry and remind yourself, hey, this game just came out. It is going to take me some time to adjust to this and get comfortable with it. And I'm going to be bad for a little bit. Just accept that fact that you're going to be bad for a little bit and stop trying to worry so much about what you're going rather than just trying to win each gunfight. I know one thing I'm guilty of is if I lose a couple gunfights in a row, I start trying to adjust too much to my game style. I'll start trying to play way too slow. And it's like, no, stay confident, keep going. You're just going to lose sometimes. And I'm sure you weren't expecting this tip for last, but it really is the best tip I can give. It's just like anything. The more you practice something, the better you're going to get at it. There's not this magical thing that is just going to improve you at Call of Duty. There's a bunch of small things that you can implement to improve. And one thing is patience. Have patience with yourself. Especially if you're in a similar boat to me. You're usually really good at Call of Duty. You usually have at least a 2.0 KD, and you're having a rough start to this one. I know it's frustrating, bro. I was ready to uninstall this game a little bit earlier. Just take a deep breath. Relax. You're gonna get it. It'll come back to you. It's gonna take you a little bit of time. You just gotta readjust to the maps. There were a couple maps on here. You know, you're talking to a guy that loves Modern Warfare 2 that I didn't even remember the maps. And it was, I mean, I guess that makes sense because I was like a tiny kid when this game came out. But there were a couple maps I had to completely relearn because I just didn't remember them. And that's another thing to remember. If you're a player that never played the original Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, you are kind of going into this with a, I'm not sure what the word is, but people that have played it have the upper hand. You have the lower hand. Is that a word? I don't know. But you've never played these maps. So you've got to adjust to that, to these people that have played these maps for their entire lives. That is like nostalgia to them. versus you coming in and these maps you've never played before. So that's something to remember for those of you that haven't played the OG maps. But yeah, I think there's a lot more mentally that goes into gaming than we give credit for and that we want to talk about. At least for me, I get very caught up in mental things and I can let things really mess with my confidence, and that's one thing I'm trying to work on in Call of Duty. You know, I know it sounds like such a small thing because it is, but staying confident, not just because I die a couple of times changing everything, but stay confident in who I am and the Call of Duty man I am. And to those of you that are still here, I'm going to give you a little bonus tip. Try to stay in Team Deathmatch while you're in this filling it out stage. That's what I've been doing. I'm sticking to Team Deathmatch for now until I get more comfortable about the game, more comfortable in my gunfights, that kind of thing. Team Deathmatch is a little bit more relaxed. You don't have a lot of objectives to worry about. You're just focused on you and getting as many kills as you can. So try to stick to Team Deathmatch for now, and that is the bonus tip for y'all that stayed this far into the video. But that is just about going to wrap up this video, guys. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. If you have any questions, any certain videos that you would like to see, drop that down below. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.